And wide on No Man's Sky today. Casual way to go ahead and make a couple extra units. Farming. And not like, out in the sky, pirating, stealing goods farming. We're going to do actual in the greenhouse farming today. I'm going to go over really quickly biodomes, how they work, show you what it takes to make them. A nifty little trick that a buddy of mine showed me. And then a quick and relatively easy way to passively build your wealth while you're farming. Glass, living glass. Oh, come on, keep going. Frame rates, don't fail me now. Alright. So, for those of you that aren't familiar, No Man's Sky is an open, very, very open world game, come to think of it. And what you do is you get dropped into a basic star system with a crashed, broken ship, and you have to go ahead and get off. Well, you get off whatever planet you're on. You can customize your character, you go buy starships. It's a fairly open game. Every planet, every star, everything is procedurally generated, so no two planets will ever be the same, which is actually a lot better than it was on launch. On launch, everything was the same, virtually. Every planet was dead, everything was just terrible. What else? We're living on a relatively paradisey planet here. I got my... Oh no, that's not mine. Whatever. Computer base is over here. Or base computers, whatever. I forgot to charge that thing. Whatever. Ooh, fell in the hole. So as you can see, one of the better things you can do, I haven't even really begun to start mine, is to set up a tree dome. That's what my buddy Spider taught me. If you set up the biodomes on top of buildings, you can go ahead and give space about 2 floors. I'm probably going to build this like 3 high, and you can just put all your plants inside. The best plants to start with are going to be frostwort, and I completely underestimated the value of copperite. Frostwort and copperite frostwort you can't grow exponentially. Copperite and mortite you can grow exponentially. Every time you harvest, every 2 times you harvest, you're able to plant more of it. Copperite takes 50 copperite, I want to say like 40 chromatic metal to make. Flowers versus copperite. Everything takes chromatic metal, well, I guess except for that one. That one takes ionized cobalt. Okay, so 40 copperite and 25 chromatic metal. So you harvest twice, you get a little bit of metal going. Copper, emerald, cadmium, whatever you got, wherever you are. Probably copper. I think most starter stars have copper. I've got a nice little surplus stockpile going about. Wait, come on. Here we go. All my grown goods here. My buddy came and gave me these 2 biodomes to get me started, and I've had to go ahead and make my own from there. Which is really generous of them. I really ought to relocate these up on the rest with the rest of the stuff in the trees, but if you take 50 of the frostwort, which you get every time you harvest it, you can make 1 glass pane. If you make enough glass panes with lubricant, you can make living glass. Living glass is pretty expensive, sells for a couple, I want to say like 1.1 million. The lubricant's the hardest thing to get. That takes 40 of this, the gamma roots, and 50 copperite, I think. Either 20 or 50 copperite. So what you do is make the lubricant and mix it up with your glass, and you get living glass. It takes 5 glass for every living glass, which is, it's not too bad. Not great, but not bad, Oh, I guess I can show you that real quick. I actually set up, if you see it in the back, come on, there we go, a store in my base. End up saturating the market that way. What I mean by that is if you sell too much of one good on any given star system, it's going to reduce the price of that until you go ahead and stop selling it. So, I'm going to try and set up like an entire freighter load. Wait, that's not my freighter. Right now my freighter's kind of hauling a bunch of junk, but I'm going to set up an entire freighter load and... Oh, geez, no. I got to change that. Actually, we'll make a little game. If anybody goes in and comments a decent name, I'll go ahead and name my freighter that. So, whatever you get in here, you can stack into either units of 1,000 or units of 10. So, that's, 160 living glass? No, I feel like I'm lowballing that. No, 160 sounds about right. I don't know. You get 160 units of living glass. That's you know, that's a little over. I want to say it's like 200 million. No, 160 times 1.1. Yeah, whatever. I don't care. It's a lot of money. That's the important thing. So it's pretty much going to pay for all the other freighters, any kind of hauler, I'm in the wrong box again. Any stuff that you want to. I'm really going to color code these. It's going to pay for anything that you want to go ahead and make by using the stuff you currently have available, which is really the best way to do it. Just go ahead and load up. Oh wait, I already have a stack of that in another box. Really, that's what you want to do, is you want to just passively grow everything, so that, you know, if you're a working man like most Joe Schmoes. Whoa. It's kind of a weird... that was bizarre. If you're like the average working man, then you're going to go ahead and not have as much time to game as some people might, you know, that are trying to do that $18 million haul. Everybody putting out, what is it? Stasis something or other, I want to say. The stasis devices, those are pretty expensive. But they're alright. I mean, they sell for a good little bit. And if you got the time to put into it, awesome. If you don't, then doing this passive farming, because the plants all grow. I want to say the longest growth is like an hour. I don't have any stuff in there. Is like an hour. Then you're pretty much good to go, man. So, this has been another Shard Plays. We're doing No Man's Sky for a bit, building butters and all that. So, come check us out. Let me know in the comments if you like this guide or what.